getting it together. And I gotta say as well for Purge, like, he's a rookie. He's the fresh face in the league. I know he struggled early on, but he does have some like back pocket stats that he's shown of like the potential is there. As long as he's a player that learns and grows, Vegas is going to be a lethal threat. Of course, against Ultra though, that is you know, one of the toughest tasks you're going to have in the league.
Yeah, this Ultra team are looking to beat teams into the floor and keep them there for the entire time. And they want to set the pace going into Boston. I suspect that's what they'll be trying to do again here. And realistically, after their loss to Boston, there were some questions asked, and the answers have all been, hey, that was a fluke. Watch us clean up for the rest of it, because they have been dominant everywhere.
Yeah, trying to clean up as well on this rotation. You see Insight. I mean, look, this is the player to watch if you want to sort of understand the fundamentals of the game, of what are the, you know, quote, correct things as an AR to do on the map. He's taking the deep routes. He's playing long-term for spawns and getting the freebie kills of shooting you in the back. And he is playing so distant as well for distraction to free up all the space for his teammates, and a nice little force spree as well. Of course, that is a lot of effort to block the spawns. They spawn right on top of them. But even still, look at the pressure. He has bought all of that map for 3 of his teammates now to be set up on that rotation over towards P2. Insight is the player that makes the game easy for his teammates.
At the moment, that little bit of pressure as Legion will get 3 wiped away at this point. They're just trying to hold this one down, and you are right. Insight has been lights out so far this year. If you're an Ultra fan, it's exactly what you want to see. Usually solid, this time incredible.
And you actually had, despite all that work to get the spawns, Vegas still get the kills, so they wipe away P2 immediately. But I think the back spawns that came in through again caught Vegas off guard, and I mean that just leads you with the close spawn into a full setup, maybe just for the final 30 seconds. But obviously it's a close game we have so far during their first 2 kills. Looks like Ultra are going to set themselves apart just a little bit on this one.
They're trying to do clear. Desperate trying to stay alive. Reinforcements maybe being able to help him out here as he will fall. They didn't get a couple of kills on the board. They do fight scrappy for this consistently. Just going toe-to-toe with the Legion at this point in the game is what they need to do, because they are going to have to fight uphill for the rest of the way.
And uphill or just being top third. Nero want to live in that power position, but Kleenex takes a big 2 down. And on the rotation, talked about Insight being a guy that makes the game easy for his teammates. Envoy in the exact same category. Stunned up though and gunned down. Vegas do a nice job clearing house on that rotation, getting set up around side the hill. I don't see a trophy in there for the moment, so Nero might have a difficulty staying alive. That is the case, and we go to white time on the hill.
Standing going to get back to this point, but instantly cleaned up before them. And Ultra, they're putting a lot of pressure on down the side. But Purge is alive, trying to finds the second as well. Keeps on moving and proving that he's here and ready to fight for it. Ultra had the opportunity. Legion ripped it right back away from them.
Yeah, this is actually a fantastic time to get on the submarine hill as well. So Vegas are going to take the lead going into new. Of course, this is still the old patch we're playing on, not the new one. So that hill's going to rotate on the inside of this tunnel area. And we know it's just going to be a nade fest. Who can get the trophies in first? Well, Toronto's there. You see double trophied up on either side. So they're ready to take down the nades. The gunfights will be the next thing in line. Yeah, Vegas trying to set up for the kill, but it looks like Ultra have everything in position. They've got the flank covered. They got their spawn locked down, and 2 AR players inside the hill. Ultra right now looking perfect on this tunnel hill.
Danny trying to make a little bit of a difference though. It's still difficult to get in. You are right. Trophies so crucial here for Ultra. It is a nightmare position to assail unless you can get those nades in. If those nades start flying, the players get weak and they can see it. Insight is going to come under fire. They have the cutter as well. Legion swarm forward. They're going to get the trades. It's a great time for them. They break it with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, now you want to hold on to it as well, right? Ultra still get those close spawns, so you don't want to immediately give away the time you just fought for. And nice gunfight win there by Standy. Making sure you keep Ultra pinned in the back. And a couple of these deaths, the spawns that Ultra are going to be getting, it's going to be a hike to try to get across the map on this rotation. So a nice little sort of buffering moment there for Vegas. Again, maintaining a very small lead, but playing very good Call of Duty for the moment. And again, set up on the rotation. You got the power positions, you got the clearance and the cutoff kills. A nice little spread on the bottom side of the map as the hill pops.
And Legion in the lead and looking good at the moment. Just need a couple of good trades to really lock this one home and get some points onto the board, but at the moment not really going their way. Nero trying to be the hero, does get one, stays alive as well. That hill has not been touched yet.
Yeah, it is difficult for both of these teams, and especially so. No one's been able to get a trophy nearby the hill, so even if you get inside, nades are going to be doing some damage, and so are the flanks. Envoy causing problems, but there's a little 4 wipe from Vegas. Not exactly spawning near the hill for the moment, so it's still difficult to actually go and collect this time. This is shaping up to potentially be a classic sub-base map, the OG sort of bocage feel, where the game clock might come into an impact. Vegas, I mean, they're fighting yet to cross the 100-point margin. I think Purge on that 3 spree might give it to the team, and again, not easy because Scrap is pinning you back. Yeah, still no one's getting that 100 points.
Yeah, it's been a very scrappy, a very close map between these two. Legion ahead as we head into the next set of rotations. But let's find out how they are feeling in the comms with the Vegas Legion. Listen in.
Green and MP2. Scrap one shot MP2.
Alright, I'm gonna go top Heli here.
Top B2. Top B2. Top B2. Left side, top B2.
Top B2. Pop weak. I'm one shot.
Top B2. He's weak, top B2.
Stay down. There's 1 pipes, 2 top flat then. Pipes,
Yeah,
top flat. Stay down.
there's 3 on the left, 1 on top.
Backside time,
3 on the left, 3 on the left.
Backside time and top gen.
Okay. I'm low server right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to go right.
One top office, guys. He's hurt.
Yo, can you
and
shot my
stunned.
B2? I can hit mid.
I don't see this guy time. Top fan.
Top
You're
fair,
trying
top
out
fair,
backside,
top fair.
backside time.
Backside time. Find him with an aid.
Top
Guys,
30
we're
Phoenix.
long. He's in ramp.
Long.
Going on time?
Absolute long.
Ramp and 1 on ramp. He's gonna go to ramp time.
Yep.
I'm gonna go right.
Give me cool.
Top
Alright,
ring.
what you then?
You should go left. You guys should go left.
Yeah.
Scrap full time, 1 stop
That's
ring.
top office watching all
Yeah, I
the
can't go
yeah,
left. I can't go left. He's
It's
top
all
office, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Down
On
mid,
was
two
top.
mid.
Let me long.
Yeah, we can work up tunnel. We can work up tunnel here.
One's long on me.
Top gens hurt.
Top
Top gens
B2, top
hurt.
B2.
And on
Top
hold
gens
as
so
well.
hurt.
On old scrap.
Hold then.
Nice.
Top
Top
gen,
gen, top
top gen,
B2.
nice.
Top
Top
B2 hill. Top B2 hill.
Top B5, top B5.
He's P5 in hill. P5 in hill. They're spawning back.
Top Heli door weak.
Dead,
Nice, good shit. Last guy's on time.
You're gonna be pushed down pipes.
Yep. I'm flanking P3
Yeah,
window.
Oh, middle map. He's gonna re-hit N3 after that.
Then
He's gonna re-hit
another
N3.
N3.
Two in the back, two in the back.
Top fan after that as
Window,
well. Top
dead.
fan.
I'm
Toby.
coming
You might
from
reflank.
Top fan dead.
Nice.
I'm coming side door. I'm coming side
I'll get
door.
on mid pinch. I'll get on mid pinch.
They could be elbow. They could go elbow.
I'm trying to stun him.
Elbow dead.
Nice.
I'll go mid pinch.
Stun
I'll go
elbow.
mid
Stun
pinch.
elbow.
I'm just laying down close right. You can hold
Get
the
it
same
back,
angle.
get it
as
back.
me. Go on.
Hydra
Yep,
trap.
I'm back B2.
Hold your elbow.
Yep, I got it.
I hit one nade in the back.
Elbow,
You should hold the same angle as me.
In the back. I am. I got your touch.
I got naded on 1 shot.
And they're setting up for now.
Yeah, dead. In the window. In the window on you.
Pushing up.
Jumping in.
One's
I need help,
backside,
guys. On 1 shot. I need help. I need help.
Okay, Envoy's
Envoy hurt.
garage on you, I'm pretty sure.
To the garage.
Yep, there's
Two there, two there.
Inside 1 shot. Absolute inside. Literally bullet. Free kill. Behind the fork, I think. I don't know. He might be behind the fork.
He's window.
I think
He's
he went
Inside, back there,
Yes,
They're swinging on P5 then.
He's swinging out.
Vegas Legion, good comms, better fighting. They hold down that bit of time, but this is all on Standy now. Been a wizard for them so far this game, 21 and 15. Can he be magic again? Unfortunately not. That sub hill belongs to Ultra.
Yeah, and you know, if the comms are good for Vegas, it's the exact same story from Ultra, just to get the stuns out to make the read on where Standy is. They know he was going to be hiding somewhere, so very heads-up team. But as you pointed out, this has been a fight. Submarine Hill, Envoy doing his very best to stay alive in the point. No trophies near him. So the stun's going to connect, and eventually Tash gets the kill from up top. You've got Vegas at least clear out the time and make it white, but Purge now is sort of the last man up to get these players out of this time. They're fighting for everything they got for these final 20 seconds, and Insight trying to stay alive. You see Purge goes for the full send, but the scrap time will be collected. And granted, Bryce, it is a close game. This is also the biggest lead we have seen. Ultra have it. For the moment, Vegas have the rotation. Looking to bounce right back.
And this is all it. They have to hold this rotation. They must lock it down. They want these points back. And Standy against the tide again for them. Tatch will find another one, and Ultra are rebuffed. Not enough time to get back into this. The trophies are down. The map control has slipped away from them. And Purge is getting them before they can get back into position. This is great for Vegas.
Yeah, Purge getting that big 2-piece. Nero with a nice angle as well to catch these players down the tunnel. But now it's just a phase smash through tunnel. The next flank comes through. That's Standy again making an appearance in the feed. And this could potentially be a full 60. 2 players in the tunnel as well. You got the cutoff spawn in Standy. I mean, he's going to be able to see every single player on this cross getting all the errant kills, or just be a distraction. Get the 1 kill and dip out. Ultra have to drag themselves back to dig him out.
Eventually they will shut him down, but he is having a phenomenal game. A phenomenal game is what they need for them. Legion take the lead again here away from Ultra. Standy moving with his teammates to the 4 here, trying to get them away. Ultra have set up front of the hill to try and keep them away. It's still not working at the moment. Legion with the lead are trading all over the map, but Ultra take this win for now.
And, well, they're going to need this win on this hill, right? This is not an easy one to stay alive in. And obviously Vegas right now cranking up the pressure. Wide flanks, or at least a wide spawn coming through. Bird showing his presence on the map. Ultra now have 2 directions to look, but the pressure's storming on the hill as well. CleanX last man standing, and there he goes. Vegas with a clean break, maintaining this lead. Even got guys alive on the time. Vegas right now playing incredible Call of Duty.
They really are, and they're feeling it at the same time. Nero on a 4, just staying alive on this hill. Every single point he can squeeze out of it is going to benefit them as we head towards this finish line. And you can see now Ultra, they know they have to give it up, but they want to keep fighting, trying to just see if they can get him off the hill. But wisely, Nero is staying down and staying alive until eventually he's going to fall to Insight. And Attach now diving in, even with 1 health, just to try and get those points.
Yeah, now you go back to that P1 though. 2 sets of rotations, not a tied up game, but pretty close to it. So this is all about the power positions. Can you get these players out? Insight and CleanX working together, and CleanX just working by himself as well. Top Snow and Insight again. Those 2 in the feed wipe out everybody, and Envoy just gets to stay alive in time. I mean, Nero's tagged up, so you can't push long just yet. This is a P1 where Ultra obviously have now taken the lead.
It's a horrible situation on the minimap. You can see Legion worried every single corner they turn. There seems to be an Ultra member. Nero gets across, but they haven't been able to even look at this hill yet. Ultra doing a great job. I think they know he's gone through the back here. Scrap has seen him locked onto Nero long range, and while he's weak, he will chase him down, and Scrap will get that's a huge kill just to make sure their lines are secure.
And of course, while they're fighting for the spawns as well, they're getting the kills around the time. Envoy on the P1, they've nearly turned this into a full 60, just getting a massive lead going into new. Finally, Vegas like clean house and get him out of the weeds, but now you still have to worry about the flanks. The spawns are going to be interesting as well. Ultra, yeah, 2 players are going to spawn now. It's going to be CleanX and Insight that are around the point. Their teamwork has been on point before, but this time they just get dropped. Vegas have the break and control the hill just for a moment, but it is a scattered minimap. Not an easy situation to deal with.
Ultra have a few more bodies in this hill than Legion in a second. A Scrap needs them in a huge gunfight. 3 down for Legion. They were so close, but now they've got to run across this map. They've got to break every door open, win every trade to get in. 10 seconds for Legion. They get another kill onto the board. 2 for Ultra are in this point as the Legion comes swarming forward. More kills, more fighting, and they hold them off for now. They cannot win it here, but Legion just broke Ultra.
And they're reading the split spawns as well. You got a player number 8, Purge, getting the cutoff kills from people spawning. Warehouse CleanX, though, is going to be a thorn in your side, but maybe not enough to deal with. Vegas are handling it perfectly well. Still the pressure around the point, though, because it's only 4 seconds, and it looks like the floodgate eventually got broken. Ultra, 2 annoying and 2 clean with it. The map 1 win on Subbase.
And that's a little bit of ice there. Ultra, I think CleanX has just stayed alive, and it caused them to look 2 different directions when he picked up that trade as well. Legion were like, we've done the hard work, but now we have to shoot everywhere to try to make this hold. And even if they made that hold, they had to rotate as well. In the end, too much to carry, too much to work, and Ultra close it out. But silver lining, Legion, which has been the story for them in the CDL so far this year, look good, but no win at the end of it.
I mean, I think the biggest problem from Legion that game, it might have just been the P1 setups that Ultra had, no? I know the second time, or the third time around, I should say, certainly, and even the second time around, I think Ultra was actually able to sort of set up the blender spawn. Like, that's when we had to listen and had the comms of like, okay, Envoy's in our top warehouse, like, we just can't go that direction. They try to work the right side, they get bullied out just a little bit. I think P1 is not an easy hill to lock down, but Ultra had so much success at it. And I think Legion maybe just caught a little bit off guard, but shout outs to CleanX. I mean, 6.6k damage is obviously always something you want to highlight, but it was just good plays through and through on both sides, but Ultra and Respawn just simply a little bit better.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think Scrap in that P1 and P2 rotation where he held it down, I think he picked up 3 kills, just kind of plugging all the gaps he could to make sure that Legion couldn't break them as easily. I mean, they ended up getting the break right towards the end on that P2, but yeah, a great work there. It caused so much trouble for Legion, who were trying to filter through the gaps in the map, but the awareness and the teamwork just made sure they couldn't get it.
I still do, like, again, as you pointed out, positive takeaways for Vegas. I kind of like the map for him in the sense that, like, they didn't get bullied out. Like, that's a map that you can absolutely learn from. And again, go back and sort of look at the setups that were causing you problems, see what worked, what didn't, and maybe even steal a strat or 2 out of the Ultra notebook. But I mean, again, outside of very specific situations, played incredibly well through and through. Got a bunch of breaks when they needed them. If they were getting that, like, you know, full rotation over towards the tunnel hill, they were locking it down for a good chunk of time. So I think that is certainly a map to be learned from because Ultra have been the best team in the game on sub base. Obviously, this is the second or old patch that we're working with, but still a lot to learn going into the major. So solid stuff there in that moment. I'm trying to do the math. I believe when Hill 5 pops, that's actually going to be the P1 rotation again. So you see a 33.28 shutout on the side of Vegas. So Ultra turn up the heat there. And I think that would be the same thing for Hills 9 and 10 or 10 and 11. It's tricky to keep up with, but either way, those two hills back to back, the P1s are on point for Ultra.
Yeah, they certainly were. And just that graph there, you see exactly how fighty it was the entire way through. Neither team able to get any real daylight moving forward. Just the end of the map, that last set of rotations, Ultra locked it in and never really let it go. But still, life in Legion for this one. Nobody expected them to come out and fight quite as hard as they did there. But with S&D up next, are Ultra going to try and hit another gear, or will Legion finally get one over on them?
Well, this is actually a map that I think Legion are going to be incredibly dangerous on. Like a big theme of Skid Row is just sort of that, like, top middle of the map control where you have 4 rooms, a bunch of corners up, like top fire, top office, and top radio. It can be absolute chaos in those situations, as Mixy is going to get with those rival 9s. And whether it be a respawn or search and destroy, I think Vegas in that mixiness will be having a grand old time. Obviously, of course, Ultra certainly have their threats as well.
Yeah, they really do. And speaking of threats in this S&D, both teams have some big ones. Insight, who has been lights out for them right now on Ultra, 1.67, an outrageous KD. It actually makes Attach's 1.26, which we would normally laud in this game mode, look a little bit paltry by comparison.
Yeah, I mean, look, Attach's stats aren't bad, but the biggest difference is sort of like the level of activity that these two players are having. Because the KD for Attach looks nice, but if he is only getting the 0.58 kills per round, that means he's doing his job, but he's more of the post-up, and his teammates are like driving the action. Insight is in the mix, in the clutch situations as well, and is very active. So certainly a battle to pay attention to. And I mean, as good as the snow looks, it's going to be those closer range of engagements we're going to be dealing with on Skid Row.
There we go, there we go. As we move towards the map, we're just showing you the last map, just for historical accuracy, to make sure you remember what just happened. But Skid Row S&D is where we are going between these two teams. We're going to find out how to rock it with them both as they kick off with Legion on the attack.
Oh, this might be a, double hit down low? I mean, stuns are going to come out. Nobody's home. They're smoking on the back spawn, and here you go. This is the SMG Mixy time just to get up top. Ultra, it's only going to be Insight nearby, and again, he is active. He has already shut this push down. Looks like Standy, though, going to even up the odds, but yeah, he's just dancing with death. Insight there to lock it down.
Insight, absolutely no fear. Goes for a purge, gets it back, though. Brings us to a 2 versus 2. Scrap's going to have Attach. Dead to right. Second player flying out, and it's a little bit weak on both sides, but just the locked-on gunny there from Scrap. Didn't miss.
That is a lot of activity on CleanX right there. So whatever happened to him in that round, he is getting very excited. But again, we brought up Insight stats for a reason. He will get in the mix as an AR. And I mean, they basically just gave up the A site in a sense, like that long line of sight. Insight shows up, locks it down, and a cheeky little round 1 strat from Vegas just gets punished.
Well, let's see. So I've got to say, I think Standy did a great job to get that kill trade. Unfortunately, I think Insight just peppered the wall until he eventually dropped just not enough health to stay alive. Legion spinning here, making sure they have control of both bomb sites. Just being a bit cautious, actually. A little bit late maybe towards platform and middle map.
Here's the push as well. Nero, I think, might have just gotten yet horrific timing. Unfortunately, looks like Envoy is able to find a kill towards the middle of the map as well. So you dominate mid and you dominate the barbershop side. You don't have control of the site just yet, but still a 4 versus 2. You have high expectations, and there's all the trades coming through. Last man standing, Dylan Attach. Incredibly clutch, but no time to work with. Ultra just go and hunt him down. And again, that is just a nicely played out round. Vegas threw a couple ideas on the board, but I think unfortunate for Nero on the steps, just gets horrific timing as the 2 players go through tunnel.
And that's the kind of thing you can't really account for a lot of the time. He was in the right position, he had the right call, but with timing being ever so slightly off, there's no accounting for it. And it's going to be one of those ones, well, he's going to have to play that position again, and maybe that'll cause some hesitation next time, or he'll just lock it down and be a bit better with the timing. But you can't really fault something that, well, COD timing just happens occasionally.
And COD timing at its finest, that is something anyone that has ever played has certainly experienced. Vegas, again, so much pressure towards the middle of the map. Purge at least gets the blood, and now you got trades coming through all over the map. And that'll just put us in a very quick 2 versus 2. I think Vegas have more information that both of these players were in the alley. And you already see Nero, he is just snapping into position. I mean, he's got the back alley push covered, but unfortunately, no one has collected the bomb. Dashy is grouped up with his teammate, but I mean, they can't make anything happen until they go back and pick it up. So right now the onus is on Vegas to try to make the play.
And they are playing patient. They are burning that clock to try and find something. And is that just timing again? I think Scrap knew somebody moved. Envoy, though, this could be a double chow, but they've chow one by one. He gets the first one, but not the second. The trade is good enough. An Attach versus Scrap. A 1 versus 1 for the round.
It's a fun one too. Attach, I mean, in my opinion, the most clutch player of all time, and if he isn't number 1, he is absolutely in the conversation. He is known for winning his ones, but I mean, Scrap is one of those players that recently has been sort of that MVP candidate form. And only 18 seconds left. Attach has just now got the bomb, and Scrap is going to be giving up the plant on A, so a true 1v1.
This is all going to be about timing, all going to be about figuring out where the other player has gone. Attach has no idea where Scrap is. Banged. Wait a minute, Attach didn't hear it. Now we're running away. Do they chow? Do they go back? I think Attach might come for it. He's trying to go for the ninja here, Scrap. Attach might have figured this one out. Looking for it. Is he going to be in time? He flies around the corner and gets it. Cool as a cucumber. Attach clutches up.
Yeah, I mean, look, they absolutely no surprise. Attach, literally, this is what he does. He just wins his ones. Does Scrap make a fantastic play? Yes, absolutely. Attach just makes the slightly better one. And I mean, I got to say for Vegas, I mean, obviously control is a massive problem for this team. That 0-6 record is certainly a pain point, but they've also had a few problems in the clutch for the late games, not only in control, but search and destroy as well. If clutch is a problem for this team, Attach is absolutely a player that is going to solve that problem. He delivers time and time again, and obviously he's trying to keep Vegas in this game, get the first round on board, stop the bleeding, and go back on defense. And Nero, unfortunately, again, just gets caught.
Attach trying to see if he can get that back to it, but has to back off. He knows the pressure was flying at him. That is good awareness to not stay and try and take the chow. The problem is they've given up that map control now. Bomb is going down for Ultra. Can Stanley get a pick here? He's going to call out where Envoy's gone, but how much it is going to count with how spread Legion are, and that's a flank already.
That's that. I mean, how many times are we going to see that flank coming in through tunnel just to catch a player on the steps, caught with their pants down, and just like that, the round collapses. And it looks like Ultra, the game plan now, again, just working the steps on the little zig corner, obviously on point, but they are 2 for 2 on their attacking rounds of just being able to catch Nero out. And obviously after that, when you give Ultra the man advantage, they will take full advantage of it, get another clean and easy round win.
Well, that was pretty clean. As soon as Legion gave up control, Ultra just looked very, very comfortable, knew what they wanted to do, and got that round over the line. 3-1 to Ultra now, though. Can they hold a defense, make it 4-1 or 3-2? It feels worlds apart.
And you have, well, not a mid-map push this time. They're going up the windows, and Envoy will be in a corner, but it will be 2 SMG players by the looks of it. Gonna be nearby. So Vegas have gotten a decent bit of control. In the meantime, the tunnel has just been the thorn in their side. Insight might get set up for 2, but as soon as that first kill comes through, everybody starts to turn. The panic sets in, and Ultra are just abusing this tunnel and picking Vegas apart. Unfortunate for Purge, just left in a 1v4 in the worst spot possible. They can't get anything done. Jamie Craven, Mr. Insight, he's going to give you 2, but Toronto right now, again, just walking through this map.
Seems like when they're playing with that confidence, and we've seen Ultra do this before, right? The more confident they get on S&D, the more gaps they seem to find because they have no fear of going for it. Scrap flank, Tunnel got a kill, Insight held his nerve, took down 2. Scrap went back to mid, picked up the last one. They are happy, and playing against them in that form, as many teams will tell you this season, is a nightmare for them. Legion have to flip the script here. They have to try something new.
And this is the thing for Legion, like you can see that they do have a game plan of what they want to accomplish every single round, but I think when you have a game plan, it almost just becomes easy for Toronto to sort of calculate and pick apart. This time though, Nero doesn't get caught, delivers for the first blood, had a little bit of help from Purge as well as the distraction. And Envoy might have found a gap for the timing, but doesn't check every single corner. Standy's there, not for 1, but for 2 as well. Big beams there out of Standy. And Insight, not even a hope given to try to clutch up. Vegas finally bounce back and have a very strong round of their own. That is a massive water bottle, too. It's the size of his head.
Well, sometimes you get a little bit thirsty. And speaking of thirsty, I think the key there was realistically Ultra being thirsty for that first blood. Very aggressive start. Almost made it, but not quite. And that flipped the round away. And that's what I was talking about. Ultra, when they're feeling themselves, they go straight for it. It's a very aggressive, very direct play style. With that being shut down, we may see a slower round out of Ultra here, just as they look to rebalance.
Well, I think you might need to see a slow round out of Vegas. Now, they're tripling up again. They've had, I mean, this time, again, they're going out to the window, jump up's not actually the middle of the map, but they've been getting picked apart on these flanks. But if they're being quick, at least put on the pressure. Insight gets taken down, Purge getting nice damage in, and now he gets to send in his SMG players for the kill. I mean, again, the top side of P1 can be absolutely mixy, and Vegas are swarming around the top side of this map.
Clinic and Scrap either side of this corridor. Gonna try and make a play. Stanley's gonna fall back down to a 3 versus 3. Scrap still going to have it. Kleenex does have to back out here. Now they're looking for him. Scrap finds one as well, but back to the trade. 2 versus 2. Envoy's going to be here as well. Finds attach. Last bit. Oh my God. I hope he was a little bit weak because I'm fairly certain he just put that gun in his belly and he dropped.
Yeah, not a fun situation, and that to me might be a small difference between a good team and a great team, right? Vegas get the first blood, they get everybody cornered up, but it's not the right corners to actually get the trades. Like Standy falls and he falls for free. Nobody's in position to actually go and take down Kleenex. So it's a small little window of opportunity to Toronto to pick apart the setup, and obviously they deliver. I mean, their teamwork and team shots absolutely on point from Ultra. Now 1 round away from going up to
Aggression again as they go straight through. Standy though will find the first blood. Hasn't worked out for Ultra. Standy again staying alive. Scrap will get purged, but Kleenex gets him, and somehow Kleenex stays alive. Explosions in the face, not phased.
Again, teamwork on point. That is everybody there from Ultra getting tags into the same players. Still just delivers you for the 2 versus 2. And Kleenex might have just gotten the perfect timing. Nero, though, gets the tags and guns him down through the wall. Nero snappy in that moment, but now Insight. I mean, we talked about how Attach is one of the most clutch players of all time. Insight, the most clutch player of the past few years. Another opportunity to win one. This time in a 1 versus 2. Maybe bad news, though. He's going against Attach, so might have met his match.
Until he's trying to figure out this Rubik's Cube of a puzzle. Finds Attach down low, but the bounce is too much. Attach just waits. And Legion will walk away with that one. Big kill from Nero to bring it back to a 2 versus 1.
It is kind of comical that Attach is this consistent. He's only 4 and 5, so it's not like he's having a particularly strong game. But again, in these clutch moments, he will absolutely execute and make sure you don't give anything away. So on point there for Vegas. I mean, that's a 2 versus 3 clutch that they just had. Shouts out to Nero for the read he had against Kleenex as well. Still, though, for Legion, a long way to go.
And now for Legion, map point. Again, aggressive. They are going for this. They are flying straight into it, but the stunners come out already. Legion are in a little bit of trouble. That platform push has stalled just a second as Ultra are getting in position.
Well, here's the trades potentially there to come through, right? It's the 2 SMGs up top. Purge is making moves. Standy finds the timing. Standy finds the kill. Gets great damage. The question is, can you actually get the trade? Nero getting a couple tags and well. Kleenex is gone and recovered, though, and Envoy gets out with his life as well. So Ultra doing a nice job, and they're making moves too. Kleenex and Envoy working together incredibly quickly. They're down low, already pushing past and working on some potential flanks, and Scrap is getting tags on the players up top. So Ultra ahead of the information game, and now they have the man advantage as well. Thriving in the chaos.
It almost looks like somebody's moving these pieces around the map like a chessboard, trying to figure out where the gaps are. Down to a 2 versus 2 now between them. More information from the Kleenex. Now, that player just came off a bomb, and you can see Scrap the other end. The kill is set up, but there is a player flanking attach. Might find something here if he can get the right timing onto him, and he will do. Kleenex is going to go down. Scrap, a long bomb, finds the first. 14 seconds left to go. Attach has to make it, but Scrap is icy, locked on, not going to let it go. And that's why they were essentially just aiming down the kill feed. Nothing they could do.
You got to say, nearly the perfect play from Attach there as well, but just not enough time. And as soon as his teammate falls, again, he's one shot forced to flood in with, 12 seconds left on the clock. So Ultra all about their business, win the map, and I mean, they're just taking that very quick bathroom break.
They left.
Shared chemistry is on point. Yeah. They're just excited to get to map 3. Vegas, they'll be waiting patiently and talking over the woes of that S&D.
Wow, they were out their seats like they've left something in the oven that they were cooking before the game. Like, oh, I've got to get that out before it burns, because they were gone. Scrap 12 and 4. Just a laser when they needed him, holding down the long sight lines, but it's all about teamwork for me, Chance.
Yeah, Bryce, I mean, the stat that we saw, the Monster pregame sort of statistic, was like Ultra in hard points have like 3 of the top 4 like players for assists. So their team shots in hard point are completely on point. Now here in the S&D, I mean, that's what, 12 set, that's 19 assists in 9 rounds. And then if you look at Vegas Legion, that's what, 7 total that they just had. So the amount of teamwork Ultra just brought on that map, again, 19 total assists for maybe 20, 25 kills that they actually got. It is constant that you were dealing with always more than one Ultra player on the map. They're fantastic at isolating other players on the other teams. Vegas on the receiving end of that punishment.
It certainly is. And speaking of punishment, we are heading over to a control just after this break. For Legion, a chance to break the curse. Can they do it against a team like Toronto Ultra, who have been sitting pretty good so far this season? For Legion, they are locked into the loser bracket, but pride is always on the line on the run up to Boston. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with map number 3 right after this break on the Call of Duty League.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
The Painted aBeZy bundle is available now in the Call of Duty store. Inspired by the folk art of Oaxaca, this stunning bundle offers colorful, vibrant, and mythical items you gotta check out.
Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We are live with a game, Toronto Ultra versus the Vegas Legion. So far, if you've missed it, Ultra had a narrow win in the hardpoint, but a great win in the S&D. And now we look upon despair in its very form for Legion. Control, a game mode they have not managed to get going yet this year against Ultra.
Yeah, this is a map as well where there's a lot of like sort of individual pop-off potential, like a lot of ways to win both offensive and defensive rounds is just set up for the spawn kills of like get a player inside of the enemy's base and just kill them relentlessly. So there's a lot of potential for either team to win this map. Vegas is not a stranger to sort of superstar talent. Of course, though, Scrap has been breaking every single record in the damage category, and Standy pulls off a Clayster, jumping off the map first thing.
Straight away. But at the moment, Ultra just holding form. You can see the Legion trying to figure out where to go so far. They do not want to get trapped into the blender.
They just maybe set up a blender of their own. I was going to say Envoy, last man standing, does a good job of getting his one just to keep that map pressure up. So Bird is going to fall. You go back to sort of that 50-50 split down the long lines of sight on this map. And Attach may be in a decent position, but his teammates are all falling. Timing is on point. He's able to get two as well and doesn't even get traded out. So this might be your moment to get inside your enemy spawn, set up for some early spawn kills, and really start to cause some devastation. They line up as well, but Insight's there to at least win the gunfight. You take care of Attach and buy yourself a lot of pressure on the map. Ultra have stabilized, and I mean, Purge, last man standing, gets hunted down as well. Ultra keeping everything completely under control.
For the Legion, this might be the last roll of the dice. You can see them trying to get out, trying to move forward, trying to get into B. Bit of pressure through the middle of the map. They have to kind of just dive for this. Eventually, it's Scrap. Oh, little wobbly shot, not going to get it. And that's it. It's cleaned out. It's all back into spawn, and it's an absolute burner as Attach will be cleaned up by Kleenex. But Legion, the engine was on, but it was never revving.
And this is what, maybe the fastest round of high-rise control we have seen this year. I mean, Vegas Legion maybe touched the point for 5 or 6 entire seconds that they stopped the clock for. Never a good sign when on the opening break a player just jumps off the map. That's not ideal, but even for the small window of success that when Attach gets the 2Ps, gets in your spawn, gets an extra kill, that's an opportunity for the teammates to work up the map. Ultra just completely on point. They shut it down and don't waste any time. Just an absolutely dominant defensive round win.
Yeah, and it felt like Legion had a few opportunities, but it never had momentum swing their way. They were never able to trade it together. They never really got to stop the clock at all. Maybe on the defense, they can do something as well. Already, big pressure coming in from Ultra straight out towards A.
Joe's going to be happy about this one, getting that A pressure off the rip. Trades, though, for Vegas, so the players in the back spawn on point with at least getting a couple extra kills. I mean, good news if that propane tank has already exploded. I mean, that's a massive threat on the map that you don't have to deal with anymore, and you are keeping that pressure up on this A zone. I don't see any trophies, though, and those nades and stuns are just doing absolute work to pick Ultra apart. Looks like Vegas have cleared their base, and now you got to attach that leading man up the map. Just gets dropped. Envoy right now is snappy.
Good recovery from Legion, getting them back. The barrage eventually folds Ultra, and now it's all about this map control. You can see Scrap trying to move forward, just trying to get a bit of positioning for his teammates. As the rest of the Legion fight for it, trying to go for it as well. Look at him snapping left, right, and center, eventually getting himself into this point. Reinforcements are far away, only going to be Envoy with him now.
Well, Envoy at least has, both lanes covered, got the damage out, and that's you just setting in for the trades. That's another assist you can add to the list as the teamwork continues to be on point. Envoy just deals with a solo chow up the mid alley and Attach. Again, last man standing has 3 different players shooting at him. Kleenex will shoot him in the back. Envoy and Scrap got bullets in early on. Now you have pressure on both the points. You are desperate for Vegas to get out of their spawn.
They want to, but Ultra have their guns up. They are ready from this at every angle. Kleenex is waiting. 3 members about to try and hit A here from Legion, and Kleenex just holding his nerve. The first one fires out. Nero will gun him before he can do any more, but time in abundance for Ultra.
That's a nice little angle. Just walk up the railing there for Envoy, so he picks up an extra kill. You see Vegas have actually poured the pressure out of like underneath the helipad on the top side of the mini map, but Ultra doing their best just to sort of maintain that pressure on the other side. Envoy oscillating from point to point. Last time they saw him was underground. Now he's popped up out of blue and made his way towards the zone, stopping the clock, and he might have fallen, but his teammates get the instant trade, and now Vegas are back to square one. They are back in their spawn, and they're dealing with every single line of sight, just trying to make it out of these windows.
For Ultra, this is about trying to just push them back one more time and get those trophies in position. You can see Legion just holding at the moment, waiting to see where Ultra peek out. There is a play going down inside. He's hitting the long route. You can already see on the mini map that Standy's waiting for it.
Nice shots. That's big awareness out of Vegas as well. I don't know if they spotted him or just felt the pressure and go for the turn, but Standy winning that one really buys you that lifeline to stay alive in this round. 9 versus 8 on the life count. It could come down to a kill race, but also 40 seconds left and a tick of progress as well. Ultra, though, getting pinned back. A couple extra gunfights lost, and now they're working out of their spawn, and it's Vegas in the power positions. Vegas might be bouncing back on this defensive round.
Yeah, it's been a great hold from them so far. They have just managed to get them away from every time, but Nero will fall, so will Purge. Attach has to hold the line. You can see Ultra are stacking this now. They've got bodies attached. That's a huge kill. Nade going out, but trophies on the point for them as well. Legion, they've done so much work here, but that second tick is in. It's 5 versus 3!
Oh, the nades.
That's a huge wipe in the end. Legion, hold on, surely.
I mean, still though, 3 versus 3. This is a little bit of time for Ultra to work with, and the nades are doing damage, but Attach is picking up the kills, and now just 2 players left, Envoy and Insight. I don't know if they're gonna make a run for it. Envoy, this turns into a 1v1. Both players tagged up in one shot. He has made it to the point, 0.7 on the clock, and he's gonna take him down with the Renetti. In a 2 versus 3, Envoy gets them all, and Ultra win another round in nail-biting fashion. You have to be so on point to take this team down.
If you're a Legion fan, you just punched a wall there. You thought it was over. You thought you had it. The big kills off the point. Ultra players coming off of respawn. 3 versus 3. And Envoy says, all right, that's 3 for me. That is disappointing for Legion. The same story. Close, but not close enough.
Again, maybe long-term, this is a positive sign for Vegas to be fighting like that, but at the end of the day, an L is still an L. You're still desperate from CDL points and desperate to take down Envoy. That's going to be a 4 spree, and that's a near-perfect break. Good news is Envoy flies out with 12 HP, so you don't have to worry about the cruise missile, but that's the only good news. The bad news is players posted up in the power position. Scrap, if you look at the mini-map, it looks like he is just off in Narnia. He's made it to the crane. He's having a little bit of fun.
Envoy just holding down the door here for Legion. A little bit of pressure they're feeling now. Have to get forward. Nero flies into the gunfight of Envoy. Persian Attach, though. They get 2. They stop this clock.
I guess stop it for a little while longer, too. I mean, no trophies on point, so you see the nades rolling through. Not enough connect for the actual kill, though, so Standy, just a little bit of progress on the point, but of course you got the Ultra players filing through the helicopter side of the map, able to pick up a couple extra kills. Attach and Standy working together, though, able to win a couple, but Envoy, again, the player that is the thorn in your side, gunning you down. I mean, he was on a 4 spree at the start of this round. He dies, he respawns and goes on a 5. He has 21 kills for the moment, and like high rises on Envoy's playground.
Nero getting the point and finding a kill as well, staying alive. That clock has stopped. They've got some trades through. If they can make some more, this might be a chance for them, but Scrap still up top, eventually will fall. Purge is here as well. 30 seconds left. And they are back in this point, and it is not over for Legion.
Very close to getting the extra capture. All of the nades rolling through, too. You see they're connecting with them, but not enough to actually take him down. And there you go. That'll be that B zone secured. 1.5 minutes on the clock to work with and evened up on the life count. It looks like Standy potentially in position to get a couple extra kills. But look at the stuns. Again, anytime a player gets in position, Ultra always heads up. And they're always stunning these players out. And again, those just add to the assist column. Their teamwork is literally out of this world.
Stanley trying to make this work. You can see with a minute left to go, they are working helicopter side of the map. Stanley has to be a catalyst here. They have to push Ultra back at least once to get into position. And all of them freeze on the map. They know how big this next push is.
Well, Nero found him 1 kill, so maybe that's your opportunity to start making moves and get active. Attach is able to get the next, and now Stanley trying to get in position for the potential trade. Jumping into the right window, and your opportunity for the spawn kills, well, there's number 1, but only 1 player actually going to be off spawn right now on the side of Ultra, so maybe it's a Stanley versus CleanX battle in the spawn. Attach adding more to the pile for these cutoff kills. And you're at least having a ton of pressure around this A zone, but nobody actually on the point, and Stanley's still just waiting for these kills to fall in his lap, but just spinning in circles because the Ultra players are everywhere.
Just weren't able to pin them back for long enough. That clock has got 20 seconds left, but Purge is alone in a sea of purple. Doesn't matter. Stanley will get 1. He'll get the second. First tick now rocking up. Still has to make the hero play. Eventually will fall there. But it has allowed a few of the Legion members to get out. 15 seconds left in this map for Legion.
And Vegas right now just desperate for the trades. Nero wins a 1, and that's the opener. You stop the clock. 10 seconds left, and it's a 5 versus 4. This could be a round to end on lives. 4v4 left.
We go inside. Cannot fail here. He's the furthest forward of the Ultra players. Probably will just stop this. Not let them get through. Attach will get Envoy. Legion have the lives. They have the numbers, but that is an absolute gunning. And stopping it again. Purge will get in with the propane. Scrap will get 1 more back. CleanX firing for this one. That is the last ticker. 2 versus 2. It has come down to the wire again. Legion, their fingernails are bleeding as they hold on to this one, and they will get it. They get that attack with the tiniest of margins.
These are the stressful rounds that really age you and add maybe potential gray hairs to their heads. Vegas are fighting, as you said, tooth and nail just to get the win. Shout out to the propane tank. Typically, if you're that close to it, you don't actually die, but Insight was at least 1 HP, so that trade does come through. And CleanX, if he can get down and regen for a second, maybe could pull off the win, but that is 2 back-to-back rounds that come down to a 1 versus 1, so that to me has been almost like the theme of this series of Vegas are so close, like they are right there. I think Ultra maybe short of sharpening the steel just a little bit. I think this is a series Vegas honestly can be happy with for the moment. Strong opening break as well. Good shots across the board. Good nades coming through. Ton of map pressure you have as well. The movement not quite clean for Nero though, but still in good position. Vegas players all across the board.
Locked in. And this is where I find Vegas seem to excel. When it slows down a little bit and they can hold their corners, they really can just put the pressure on the other team. At the moment, good map control from them.
You got everybody in good spots as well. Nero's picking up 2. Attach would have been there for the trades if necessary, but Attach right now is sort of like the scout on the map. You see him picking up kills in the feed, but he's able to get that sort of intelligence on a bunch of different players. His teammates on the top side of the map getting sent in for the kills, and I mean, they're just delivering it, finding out what the players are, letting someone else get active. This is the teamwork right now shining for Vegas Legion.
They're holding them. A game mode they have not won this year. And they have fought back when all hope was lost. Now they just have to keep the lid on Ultra here. They have to make sure of it. Nero will find 2. Puts them on a little bit of a staggered spawn as well. Stanley finds 1 more. Only 1 player can jump into this. It's inside. And he will get the trade, but down he falls. That clock is not stopped until anybody can get to it. Ultra have no chance to win this, surely.
I mean, look, they got 1 player out towards A, but everybody else is just going to be scattered and picked apart and gunned down. 3 in the feed for Vegas. And just like we saw in the round 1, Ultra kicked this series off, or kicked this map off rather, with a dominant round on defense. You had 2 nail-biter rounds back-to-back, and then Vegas say, hey, we can dominate on defense too. Again, their opening break, nearly perfect. They get a nade kill. They get everybody winning their ones on different sections of the map. They got their own setup as well, and I mean, you saw the teamwork completely on point there for Vegas Legion. 1 round away, and they might turn this into a series.
Well, a lot has been said about teams in the top 4 being unassailable. The Legion held them close to the hard point. The S&D will skip over, but this has gone down to round 5 on the control with some very close rounds. For Vegas Legion, a chance to break the 0 and 6 and potentially get a map and a way back into this series. For Ultra, they will not want to let this one go. They want it to end right here and now.
Yeah, same opening break as well, right? At least on the Nero side of things, and the comms are on point as well. He knew exactly where that player was, and Scrap was weak in that gunfight. Doing a little dance to stay alive, and Nero is chowing. They're getting the comms of everybody being weak. Nero's over there picking them apart. Attached, by the way, on a 4 spree. So he's thinking about the potential cruise as well. And he has been loving this underground section of the map. There's going to be kill number 5. There he is in your spawn. There he is for the turn and burn. Cruise missile locked down. Prime position right now. Vegas looking very strong on defense.
Oh, Legion are on fire. Ultra is terrified. This is not the team they've been playing so far. They cannot get out. They cannot find a gap. And all of Legion have just flicked their accelerator to full. No kills for them. Ultra are running scared.
I mean, this is brutal as well. Attach is still going, by the way. Actually, finally, he falls, but he picked up an extra 2 kills. Now you get standing in this position, so you can see Vegas have clearly done their homework on what setups you want to have if guys are constantly funneling into that position. And you can see how devastating it can be. With 12 seconds on the clock, the cruise missile could potentially do some serious damage. It's going to be a flood towards this B zone. Everybody grouped together. They do have a trophy, though, and that just saved you the round, potentially.
So much work here from Legion already. You can see those flying in as well. The clock is down to 4 seconds. They have to get into it. Trades are going to fly in here from Legion. They can smell the blood in the water. Cleanix is going to be in the point. Scrap climbs at the ladder to join him as well. Standing, fighting 3 members of him. They're going to go for a chow. He's still alive. 3.6 seconds. Legion, one more swipe at them now. Looking for this win. Looking for this map. Looking to break the 0 and 6. And somehow Ultra have not fallen.
Oh, they got the minutes of the clock, but what they do not have is the life count. They are down to 10 to work with. Ultra have to be on point, but they do have pressure on A. They can still get this done.
Surely not from this point. Attach will fight too with the propane tank. Dress it in orange. Put Legion colors on it as it may have just saved them here. Still a fight. Still a scrap. Purge will get it cleaned out and 6 lives left for Ultra. They will have to be better than good now.
And you see Envoy really pumping the brakes in this moment. Wants to group up with his teammates. It is all 4 Ultra players right next to each other. Maybe waiting for Envoy to take this route. You get 1 clean attempt to try to get this going, and after 1 player dies, it is going to get mixy. You have to make this play perfect.
And they go for it. They know the call. They found the routes. There's 2 down. That clock will stop, but it is no life spare for Ultra. Surely not from this point. Legion can just bleed them dry here with trades.
Well, Legion are also falling, and the team kill is going to come through. That's 2 players down from Legion. Everybody on Ultra now around this point. Cleanix gets caught trying to go for the kill. The man on the point is attached. He's gunned down and taken a half through. 2 players left right now from Ultra, trying to stay alive, but it all comes down to insight, and the man advantage is enough towards the end. Vegas Legion, that is work that they just put in to get their first control win.
The curse is broken. But the dynasty is not cemented. It is just a control win for Legion. And they turned it up in those defensive rounds. I'm pretty sure everybody of a Legion fan was sweating because Ultra never really looked like they wanted to let it go. You thought, is this going to be a collapse? Is this going to be a meme we see on the feeds? But no. Legion, go map 4.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Of like, that looked like a hopeless situation from Ultra. Just to even capture the B zone, it was 2 different cruise missiles that they were dealing with. That's why after the first one landed on the trophy, everybody else had to scatter. So Ultra were dealing with 2 cruise missiles in a round. They were dealing with like, it was 6 to 12 maybe on life count towards the end. So they got players coming off of respawn without any respawns at that point left. And even then, they made it interesting, but shout out to Attach, 7K damage. I think that's maybe the 2nd or 3rd 7K plus damage map that we have seen from a player this year. So he was absolutely lights out, especially so on the offensive end. He was able to get double digits in just the 2 rounds that they had. So Attach and everybody for Vegas put in work. First control win against one of the top teams in the game. You can see again, even in the hard point, like every single like moment was close. Ultra typically has just been a little bit better. Vegas looking stronger than the record reflects.
Yeah, that's that kind of crazy thing when we talk about the Legion. The potential is there, and it's crazy to talk about potential so much when people look at pure statistics, but this is the reason there is hope alive in the Vegas camp. They have played some of the best teams in the game. and they're not really getting blown out. The S&D aside, they are scrappy and they are fighting every step of the way.
And, you know, Attach is one of the most, like, veteran players we have in the league. He has been around the block. He has seen everything there is to see in competitive Call of Duty, and he's very much a known quantity. Even after making the switch from, like, SMG to main AR, he's been fantastic. He has been on point, very consistent across all game modes as well, so Attach is going to get his. Then you have on the next two sort of players in line for Standy and Nero. Maybe not quite to like the veteran status, but they've been around in the CDL for quite some time. So these guys have a feel for how to improve, what the environment's going to be like, what it is like to play against teams that are as coordinated as the Ultras. So they have a great deal of experience as well. Certainly players you expect that not only do they have a ridiculous amount of potential, but they are going to improve as well. The biggest question mark on the team is the rookie, is Purge. This is a man who very much struggled in his first few series, but I think we have seen him sort of gradually improve over time as well. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you're still down 2-1 in the series. Ultra's still looking like the better team, but sort of the, you know, the least known quantity on the team. Purge is making moves as well. I'd say signs are pretty good right now for Vegas.
They certainly are. This is the clutch here, a 2 versus 2. It came down to this situation a couple of times, but this one was sweaty. Nero, the last point onto him. Whew. Just stressful the entire way through, and there's a reaction. Even then, they were just, it's a sigh of relief more than anything else.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing too. Like even the first round they had on defense of like any time they would make him, it's just you're gonna get traded. Every single kill you get against Ultra, you almost have to just know that someone is gonna be challenging you from a different angle almost instantly, if not having stuns and nades landed on your forehead. So it is a very stressful environment like to play in and play against, because there really is never a moment to breathe. Like anytime things like, you know, even rounds like we saw in like Skid Row for the Search and Destroy, where they're getting tags on Envoy, getting tags on Kleenex, they disappear for a few seconds. Now all of a sudden you're getting flanked and Scrap is shooting you from a mile away. Like it is just a punishing team. Now we go to an invasion hard point where, I mean, now Ultra's record not quite as good. I think 13-3 overall in the respawns, but 13-3 is also insanely good. Welcome back to hard point. This is a map that Insight and Scrap will be very happy to play.
Well, my biggest question, Chance, is this. When we've talked about these two teams, and Ultra probably more specifically in this scenario, the Boston game they lost, but then they beat New York in dominating fashion. But now Legion are giving them a hard game. Does this up Legion stock completely, or does it show some weakness on the Ultra side?
No, it does not show weakness on the Ultra side. It just ups the Vegas stock, I would have to imagine. Because, like, again, the record that Vegas currently has does not reflect how good these players or this team, at least I'm expecting to be. And I would say this type of series, they look good enough that, like, you just have to know that they're a threat going into the major. Like, it is obviously just not a team you can ever take lightly. And off the opening break, Ultra not taking them lightly, putting a lot of pressure on P1, and it'll come down to effective 1v1, potentially for a decent chunk of time as well. Nero's going to heal up and win it. That's a 4 spree he starts on. A couple scattered spawns coming through, though, so Nero's going to be in between quite a few different Ultra players, but in the chaos, he thrives. That's number 5. Number 6 will get you a cruise. Can't quite get it done, but what his teammates can do is set up on that rotation. Vegas Legion right now ahead of the game.
Yeah, Nero is locked into this one. Good signs for Vegas. With rotation in hand now, and see if they can beat back Ultra just a few times. Standing about to hit a flank, could be crucial. Finds the first. Already see inside. It's a long shot for him, but they do lock it down. Legion should be able to get back on the point here, but Envoy plays foil.
Yeah, and Envoy is what? That kill maybe strips away an extra few seconds, buys you an opportunity to go for the flank, and that is interesting timing Envoy just got as well, and he pierces the setup and gives you 2. So that's the play where he goes in dark, gets a kill, strips away a few seconds, and finds the perfect timing on the flank. Envoy, again, we mentioned it in the first hard point, is the type of player that just makes the game easy. This is a hill where Vegas, not only did they get the rotation, they got the 3 down. Envoy was the last man standing, makes the perfect play. And obviously, look how the map sort of flips on its head. Maybe Purge makes it through to New, but he's going to be by himself, and Ultra just going to go and hunt him down. Looks like Toronto going to be ahead of the rotation now.
And they have this in a little bit of a lock with 3 points spare on their side. They just have to make sure it's all good. They've cleaned out everything, and now they have to fight through Scrap just for mid-map control. He's got a tank in front of him, a trophy to his side, but not his side cover.
This is just absurd too. Envoy, his shot with the MCW, absolutely crisp, and two players lining up, and Insight might get damage in both, and it looks like Envoy might be the guy to sort of knock them down and slow them down. Scrap, easy kill, he's able to collect, knows exactly where to look because the teamwork always on point. While a player falls out of the hill, Scrap there to re-pick it up and collect. Doing a nice job trying to get the timing on the job. This is a 1v1 for a good chunk of time, except it's Ultra. It's never a 1v1. CleanX gets that kill from across the map. That is the teamwork to the extreme, as Ultra still collecting all these kills.
Yeah, they never fight alone. They always have somebody with them, and CleanX, even on the other side of the map, was still with him. It's another setup. It was looking good for Vegas, and after that rotation, it's not looking good so much more. For the Legion here, they have to break, they have to find these trades. You can already see the stack coming through. Stanley finds 2, it's huge for them. Nero moving forward, doesn't get it. Will the trade come through from attached? No! They still hold them off here. CleanX looking for another gunning. And the Legion had a chance, but Ultra just defeated them in the kill feed.
Yeah, and look at the spawns, by the way. Vegas, instead of being on the left side of the map, now they spawn to the right. So not only are they losing this time, but they're going to lose the rotation as well. Potentially devastating moment in this game.
CleanX on fire, eventually falls on a 6 streak, but the Legion are well ahead at this point. Let's find out how their comms are feeling, though, with the Toronto Ultra. Listen in.
They're already in ice cream. I'm spawning out.
I'm weak here. There's one beach really close now. I'm absolutely I can't tell.
2 left.
And 2 left. He could be on the street.
Left corner ice cream.
Dead. Nice. Get ice cream if you want.
Let's go.
Have time, Bill?
Yeah, I have you right, Jimmy. Okay, if you want to.
Yeah.
Get on the scout heavy.
They're probably gonna start spawning right here.
Yep. I have
One
those.
D. I'm shouldering your left. Eli's coming.
One left, one bullet.
I killed the guy left.
I have your card pressure.
Nothing left, guys. Nothing left.
Mid card. They're running up mid card.
Wait for Scrap. Wait for Scrap to pinch.
I'm watching Jimmy.
Pitch it.
Give me a sec. Yep. We're waiting. 2 ACD. I got both. Mid tank.
That was a spawner.
Running up mid
Nothing
card.
left. All right still.
Mid card.
Time.
I'm pinching again.
Right.
2. I got 1. One more going dark.
And nothing left.
Let me shoot for
Dark dead. One more right.
There's no beat on tank. Beat on tank. Really weak.
You're left.
I have right.
There, you're good. Front DVD dead.
Beat
Still
on
beat
tank.
him tank. Beat him tank. Just hold.
Try to give up left, Scrap. Let's get right street.
Still beat him tank. He's still behind it. Holding a weird fucking heady.
I'm looking right here, bro.
Freezer dead. Still beat him tank. I'm holding your. Beat him tank. In DVD. Okay, I'm just gonna. In DVD, run back.
Beat on dead. One more.
DVD. Weak
DVD.
Contest.
In new.
Alright, one's mid hammer as well.
You guys should put the brew.
You said he was contest, no? Yeah, he was.
And there you hear Ultra again, best comms in the game, and you just hear it in the sound. They make the game so easy for themselves. There is never a moment of chaos or confusion. Everybody calling out what to look like, what you've got covered. It's just for players that get to actually think when they play. Now, of course, you need to execute on the break towards P1, but they are swarming around it.
You see they're trying to get back into this one. Last time Nero held it down for them. They need him to do so again. More challenge coming through for Ultra. Nero will find the first. They cannot defeat him on another 10 streak. P1 is his house. He will not leave.
I mean, this is the place where he has gotten nearly every single kill he's had on this map, so he is making sure he can deliver. What is not as good for Vegas this time around as it was for last is they are not ahead on the rotation just yet. They're going to have to fight for it, but they're going to have to fight for the scrap time as well, because it is Insight and Scrap that go and collect the scrap time of P1. You can only say that word so many times before it loses its meaning, but what has not been lost is still that rotation. The spawn should come through on the left side for Ultra and attach. Well, he was giving it the old college try to find the break, but he's not going to get it. As Ultra hop on the point and continue to collect the time. And despite the fact that Vegas get a back spawn, number 4 CleanX is reading it, trying to open up potentially that door. But even when the weird spawns come through, Ultra, again, they always know what's up.
Scrap with a wild chow, decided to go for it, trying to shut them down before they can get here, but Legion in a good position. They've managed to break through. CleanX bringing that in as well. A trophy will be deployed. Doesn't matter, Nero going to get cut down anyway.
Yeah, you need the trophy if you want to have any success. You see the late ones getting thrown out for the crews to stop it, but CleanX chose the right man to kill, get back on the time, and I mean, Ultra, they want this final 20 seconds as well. They're going to fight tooth and nail for it before they start looking for the openings to go and make moves. Scrap actually gets pretty good timing as well. He knows to expect this gunfight. Does he check laundry? Well, now if he does, Purge certainly knows he's here. And Scrap doesn't have too much support just yet, so he's waiting to make his move.
Yeah, looking to see if anybody crosses, but unfortunately nobody able to reinforce him. Eventually tries to take that trade as he knows Purge was shooting somewhere else, but it's a good hold from Vegas. A hold they desperately need as well. 60 points here will bring them back within touching distance.
These are some wild spawns too. A couple players on different teams just spawned up at Palace, so awkwardness on one side of the map and smooth moves on the flank for the other. Sandy is prepared for the flank, but Insight is taking a deep route in. Unfortunate, had the angle for a moment, gives it away, and now Sandy, well, attempted to set up for the kill. Insight guns him down, and you get the break anyway. Sometimes you do it with the teamwork, sometimes you do it with the gunny. Insight delivering. One more kill away from the Cruise, but a 100-point gap anyway. I think Ultra happy for the hard point.
And now for Legion, they will have to make a comeback. Even a double chain here of back-to-back kills will not put them in the lead for this game. They still want to bring it back to that point. Can they do it? Can they make the hero plays they need? Not with the kills flying through the kill feed. It's all purple. Purge left alone into this point as Scrap goes straight for the Chow. Insight bringing in reinforcements from above. They're going to have to get trophies down. They're going to have to move. You can see the trophies are there on the point. Insight still finds attached. They are getting these crews through that protection.
Well, and you got Purge as well. He's the man sort of struggling in this game at 8 and 15, but he's gotten 2 kills while inside of this hard point to collect the time. So you're going for the fight. If Vegas somehow managed to flip spawns to Palace without giving away the scrap time, there is the potential to win this game. However, of course, with only 5 seconds left on the clock, Ultra just have to play it perfectly. So you see number 3 and number 1. If they get the kills, that's great. They'll take it, the fight for scrap, but Insight backing up. This is the name of the game. It is the Palace Hill that Vegas are going to have to break down, or Scrap gets the freebie kill. Final 5 seconds left, and Vegas just get caught unaware. Too much to deal with. Ultra too clean and hard.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Vegas Legion knew they had to try and make the move, so they left the player alone, and Scrap said, all right, I'll just end it here. Then there's no need to put it on any longer for them. But yes, Ultra, in the end, a huge fight. I will say Legion again were fighting back, but too little too late. They weren't able to get some key rotations in that map, and it really meant it got away from them.
In all honesty, like a theme of what, the flank talked about it last night, the desk brought it up as well, the plays that Envoy was making on like Karachi Control yesterday against the Subliners, there was a situation where he got like 2, maybe 3 kills, but it's the type of play that just wins you the game that doesn't appear on the scoreboard. When the game started, obviously Nero was going on a tear. Vegas were fantastic on P1 and completely win the rotation at P2. They get 3 down as well, have the full setup. Envoy is the last man standing. He gets the kill in Dark Alley, then flanks around and